Hello, and welcome back to Founding Core Plays Factorio Seablock. In the last episode, we got our belt, ran down here of cellulose, of brown algae. We made paper and cellulose pulp turning into wooden boards. We expanded our landfill just a little bit. So now, in this episode, we're going to try to get our power going more. We're going to try producing more power so that we can start moving our production of copper and iron and landfill, producing more, basically. So let's hop to it. So I've already been collecting landfill, as you've been seeing. We've already built a boiler and a steam engine, so let's place that down. And then I'm going to get one more steam engine going, which we're lacking iron. So that's going to take a lot. So we really need to get into producing more iron. So let's see. Well, we need to get into slag processing. That's where we're going to get more iron. So we need to get washing done. We need to research sulfur processing and then slag processing. Then once we got that, then we need to research mechanical refining, I think. Yes. Then we need to research mechanical refining. And that'll give us a better efficient way of getting iron. So we got to go through all this. So we need 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Yeah. 100 science packs. So we got to get iron going. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and start I was going to say let's add more electrolyzers, but maybe not. Because we're already producing every minute. Well, in the last minute, we're producing at least 18 landfill a minute. So it's okay, it's not much. Like I've said before, Seablock is kind of it's a slow process until you get everything ramped up. Then it goes by really quick. So let's go ahead and start thinking about where we want to put our factory for iron, copper, and everything of the like. So I'm going to leave this like it is. If we need to add more of this, we'll move up more. But right now, it's fine. So I think we should build out here. Alright, we'll start working out this way. Not too far, probably to about maybe right here. And then start working our way down. Because we're going to eventually need copper running down so we can use the wooden boards with the copper to make our circuits. So for right now, we're okay. So that we just put 8 automation science packs out of the 20 that we... Oh, crap. I forgot to switch this over. Now, I guess we'll have to go ahead and start researching that. Well, I guess we'll let it research this, and then we'll switch it over. So that was a total of 8 for the electric assembling machine, which it'll need 22 more. So we can switch it over. Let's go with... We'll go with basic chemistry first. Because if we can always go back and finish researching the electronics assembling machine. So don't be afraid if you mess up and you accidentally research the wrong thing. You can always cancel it and go research something else. Alright, so we've already done 2. This is 6 with the 4 that we're doing right now. It's a total of 6. So we need 14 more. I'm just continuously saying that as a reminder to myself. Alright, starting to look good. You know, that's one thing good about copper, is that you never need a lot of copper for the science packs, but when it comes to iron, you need so much more. So we've already done 6. This will be 8. While we're waiting, we'll go ahead and make some circuit boards. We'll use up a little bit of our copper. I do want to get everything off that island. All this, I do want to get all that. I mean, I could go ahead and get it now, but there's no point. We'll eventually get it. So, this will be 10, so we're halfway. We got brown algae backing up, green algae backing up. We're still doing good on power, which is awesome. We're still doing good on cellulose fiber. Let's see what else we can do. Nah, everything else is still going. So now we're at 12, so 8 more and we're there. Let's see how our power's doing at night. So with everything that we're running, we only have about 200 kilowatts that we can spare. Before maxing everything out. Now, I may be wrong. I mean, it may be... Well, let's look. Let's look at our power. We're producing a total of 4.2 megawatts just in our steam engines. And it's saying out of 4.5. So yeah, we have about 200 kilowatts left. That's 9, 18, 36, 45. Yeah, 4.5. Oh. Yeah, that's 4.5. So we only have about 200 to 300 kilowatts. Which, you look at these assembling machines, they're 100 kilowatts each. So adding just 2 more will be all that we could do before it starts drawing off of our accumulators. Even one of these would just take the rest of the power, so that's why I'm not adding more down. Now, I could go and add another steam engine and save up our iron, but I kind of want to go ahead and get all the science done. Because if we don't, we're not going to progress, and it's just going to take even longer. Did we pick up all the landfill? We did. Alright. So this is how it's set up when we get to it. We're going to need to lay down our, once we research it, our washing machines, which it's going to require, we're going to need a lot of them. Spaced out. Like, we're going to need a lot of landfill. I think it's like 7 washing machines, if I'm correct. And I have a blueprint for it, but because everything that we're going to produce, we're going to need to produce sand, clay, and what's the one other one? Sand, clay, and limestone. Because all those are used for clay bricks. And we're going to need to make clay bricks. So, but once we get the washing going, we can actually use the mud to make even more landfill. It ain't going to be a whole lot, but it'll be more than nothing. Or more than what we're already making. Now, what I could do, as I was just thinking, I could add another steam engine and then add another electrolyzer so that we can give this more slag But I feel like it's not going to speed it up much more. I mean, it will speed it up, but not... I mean, it's just going to be like a small percentage. Compared to where we could already be at. Because we're right here, so close. Alright, there's that. So, basic chemistry is done now. I would love to go to coal processing, but we can't. We have to get into washing next. So that's what we're going to work on now, is washing. Now, we're staying at a steady 126 on our copper. That bugs me. It's... Alright. Get our iron, copper. So we're starting back again at 20. Now 18 more science packs. Nice. Alright, so now we're already been able to make charcoal. Now we can convert purified water into oxygen and hydrogen. We can also take the oxygen and hydrogen and turn it into purified water. Now, I like this method to start off with more than I do liking the, what is it called? The water treatment plant or whatever it is. I can't think of what it's called right now, but I like it better than that. So, and the reason why I like it is because it's taking what we're basically burning off, turning it into purified water, which we will need for making more efficient ways of getting ores. Alright. Oh, there we go. I mean, we're slowly increasing. I mean, maybe we are, maybe we're not. I may be wrong. We've already back at over 100 wooden boards, which is awesome. And we're already full on boxing that up, the brown algae. Which is kind of becoming an issue because, as you can see, we're not really doing anything with it now. There we go. And we need more green algae coming through. So I'm going to go on and speed it up, help it. Because we can't let our power run out of fuel. Like, we need fuel. And there's only so much that you can use the brown algae for in the beginning. Yeah, we're actually going positive on copper. So let's use... We'll say 115 will be as low as we go on the copper plates. And we'll say within the next 5 minutes, let's see how... I mean, I can look on the production screen. Alright, so got brown algae going now. Boxing back up again. Let's see what else. We ain't really progressed much except doing research right now. And I know some of y'all might not like that. Just this not really going far real fast. But, I mean, this is the reality when you play this. It's usually slow within the first few hours. Well, for me it is, because I'm not a big spaghetti person who likes to make spaghetti factories. I'm more of a like to plan everything out and spread it out the way I want it. The reason being is because if you get majority of the stuff set up like you want it in the beginning, you won't have to go back and remove it and redo it and do all that, because that becomes a pain. It makes it end up feeling like it's a chore more than progressing. Now, you could just leave it there and let it keep doing its job, but like, for instance, like this, for this, I could sit here and let this continue going on forever and ever and ever and ever and never tear it down. And just build a whole new factory of doing all that. But with Angel's Mod, there's so many different ways that you can get more ores, or more for your ores, as an efficiency-wise, that you'll have to tear down your factory to rebuild it again to make it better. So let's give an example. So right here, this is your next step on how you make your ores. Now, there's so many different processes that you can make even more efficient out of it. So this is going to be more efficient than the way we're doing it right now. But there's going to also be research that you can research where it makes this even faster, this process, which is the same process you're going to need to make your to get your ores. And then same thing with metallurgy. You know, you're going to need to research this so you can even get more from your ores, like advanced iron smelting. So there's so much that you're going to have to consistently rebuild your factory unless you go ahead and just continue building more and more new stuff all the time. You're just going to be constantly rebuilding your base. So if you can reduce that, then the better off you'll be. I did not mean to do that. Now see, we've already got this backing up again, which is awesome. See, during the daytime we're not absorbing much power, but as soon as nighttime comes, our solar cuts out, and then it's all directly running off of our steam engines, which is fine. That's what we want. These accumulators, unless we're 100% solar, I only like them as a backup, because during the daytime when all this is running, these steam engines are still running to fill this up. So it's basically constantly using all this and all this through the day and night. And you're burning through your fuel so much faster. So, even in real life, solar is only good for supplementing extra power. It's not good to be solely dependent on it because it's not that great. And they used to, in the previous versions of this mod, used to start off with wind power, which I'm surprised they didn't go further into that with the mod. But they were a lot cheaper, but they weren't as dependent, or not dependent, as reliable. So, which, don't get me wrong, solar isn't any more reliable than it, but it also gave us more power. Or maybe the same. It might have been the same. I may be wrong on that. But it felt like solar gave you more energy in Factorio than wind power did. Well, we're almost there. Researching washing. We don't have many stone bricks, so we will eventually have to switch over. So far, we've only been positive in the last 7 minutes. 2 copper plates, that's it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot more than what we are. Or than what we had, but still not going too positive on it. There we go. So that should... Alright, now we can go into sulfur processing. Because we will need that. And then we'll need our slag processing and then mechanical... I mean, we don't have to have mechanical refining yet. But having this set up will give us more. So, I mean, we can, while we have all this set up, just to get this running, we'll get more ores to where we can speed through to get that. So we're about to start speeding things real fast. Alright, so where are they at? Here we go. So we need to get more stone bricks. So let's convert this over to stone. And then while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and get more stone bricks being made. Because we're going to need them for not only pipes, but we're also going to need them for washing plants. Now this is what I was talking about with the clay, limestone, and sand. Now we're going to need to process starting from here, all this, and all that. So that's a total of 8 machines, not 7. So I was wrong. Because we'll need 1 washing to make this, which will then make it into that, which will also need another washing machine to make this, that, this, that, then that, and then finally into that. So you'll see how I'll set it up. Because that mud we're also going to need on the bus too. So we're going to need the mud, clay, lime, not lime, but limestone. So mud, clay, limestone, and sand all on the bus. And then once we get to the very end, it's going to make saline water, which we will need eventually. And then we'll also need a clarifier. And that'll be it. We will need, what is it? Chemical plants. We will need chemical plants. Now, I could go ahead and throw that in there, that other science pack, but I'm just trying to do everything in 2s. Like 1 for each. One for each lab. Oh, I can't believe they still do that. Add people's names to them. Man, I remember that back in the day. I'm trying to think of how big the washing machines are. I want to say they're as big as electrolyzers. So that's what, 2, 4, 5 by 2, 4. So they're like 5 by 5. 2, 4, 5. Yeah, so this should be plenty of room. That's why I was trying to figure that out, because I want to make sure I have enough width to hold all the machines that we need. Alright, now let's swap this back over to landfill, not by mud. Go. We'll toss in so doing pretty good. We're moving along in our science slowly but surely. I mean, we're getting our base expanded a lot more. So 8 more science packs and then we're home free. And then we can start saving our iron up to start expanding our factory. So we're almost there, boys and girls. which we're going to need to expand our green algae and more power thinking about it. Because let's look at it. So we need 8 of these. That's automatically, what, 824 kilowatts. So that's one steam engine just for all those. Water's free. That doesn't cost any electricity, thank God. And along with the seafloor pump, that's free too. Doesn't cost any electricity. So we have all that, only costing 800. Then we will need some clarifiers because we're not using the limestone, clay, or sand yet. So we'll probably need about 3 or 4 of them. So let's say about 100 kilowatts. So that'll put us about a megawatt. Between that, then we're going to need 3 chemical plants. And these are 103 kilowatts, so that'll help take away some power because we're not going to need, when we start doing our production for our ores and stuff, we're not going to need a crusher crushing slag into stone, crushed stone, because the slag can turn right into slag slurry. And then we will need this liquefier. We will need that for sure. So we will have that liquefier. So basically we're going to need at least 2 more steam engines, but it would be best for us to get 3 more. Which just on the 4 we're able to run 3. Or not 3, but 5. But 3, well, 2.5 rows. So we will need 8 more of those. But we'll see. We're going to see what we can get by with. I'm going to see if adding 4 more will run 3 more steam engines. So that would be awesome if we can get all the other playthroughs I've done. And that's probably what I need to do. Have always had at least 4 rows of algae farms. So if we can get away with just 3 running, having this being enough to run 4 rows of steam engines, that would be awesome. Now I'm going to do this video a little longer because we're not progressing a whole lot. And I want to give you more content, if you want to put it like that, since we're not progressing as much. There we go. Sweet. So now we just need slag processing. And then after that, we're just going to save up our ores. But I'm going to go ahead and start working on this, trying to expand this out more so we can get more green algae down. Let's see. How far can we go? So we need about 5 more out. So that looks about right. Yeah. That'll give us another row that we can run. There we go. I will eventually need to change that back over to stone again. But just think, 4 episodes ago, we started off with just a little bit, maybe that much. And we've already expanded this much. And as soon as we get iron pumping out so much faster, we'll be able to build our machines. We'll be able to build more power. All this so much faster. But we gotta get there first. You always gotta crawl before you walk. And see, I could sit there and take these electrolyzers and add them here and make landfill go faster, but then we won't get any iron and stuff like that. So that's why I haven't done that. For anybody that's like, hey, why don't you do this? Now, I could have also added more of these, added more power, did all that. Sped this up to where it's getting more slag. But if I did that, then I'm going to need to add more crushers. Then I'm going to have to make a whole setup for this. I try not to invest heavily in this little setup like this. Reason being is because it's just, I mean, it literally takes 10 crushed stone every second at a crafting speed of 1. But this liquefier is a crafting speed of 1.5. So it's like, whatever, I don't even know what it is. It's like 0.66 or whatever it is, seconds or some crap like that. And there's just no way you would need so much of this to match that. I mean, let's say they were all a crafting speed of 1. Alright, so it would need 1 crushed stone every 10 seconds. Or every second. It would need 10 crushed stone every second. So that means I would literally need 10 ore crushers running non-stop just to feed this one. And just to run one of these requires what? 1 slag every second if it was a crafting speed of 1. Well, these are a crafting speed of, I'm pretty sure, 1. Yeah, they're 1. And it produces 1 slag every 4 seconds. So it would take 4 electrolyzers to make 1 slag per second. So for every one of these, you would need 4 electrolyzers. So if we're needing 10 of these running to feed this, we would need 40 electrolyzers. And that would just be absurd just to get that going non-stop. And then this only produces 100 mineralized water every second. And this needs 200 mineralized water every 2 seconds. So one liquefier will support this, but then you look at the statistics of the probability of you getting a sapphirite ore and a stereotype ore. It's not a definite thing on that. So that's why that's what makes it so slow, is it's completely unreliable. Unfortunately. But with me talking has sped up time. Not really, but it makes you feel that way. I just misclicked on that. There we go. That'll be nice for a little bit. I did it again. So, remember, we left off at 115, now we're at 124. So, we've only went up by 9. Alright, that time I did it right. Oh, this one needs fuel. Ooh, gotta get fuel. There we go. We're still good on that. And I just added more to those two. So we're doing good so far on that. But that's just why I don't invest that heavily into it. And I would love to, if they made this like worth investing heavily into, I would definitely be all for it. But it's just hot trash, just to be honest. There we go. Yay, yay, yay. Now this is the next thing we want to research, but we don't have to have it yet. Now I'm going to focus on saving up our resources to start laying everything out that we need to do. But also, before we even put it on, power it on, we're going to need to make more of our green algae farms so that we can add more steam engines. I'm so used to doing science again, I'm like about to build science packs and I had to stop myself. So what we're focusing on is a washing plant. So we're going to need, what, 160 iron plates. Well, no, we won't need 160. I only need one right now. Just one washing plant. But I can do a blueprint of how I would want them set up. Better yet, I'll just import my blueprint book from my other save into here so that we'll know what we'll need. So in the next video, that's something that I'm going to do. There we go, I can change the color of myself. That's pretty cool. Let's go with the darker blue. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's see. I can build a seafloor pump. Because, see, the reason why we need washing is because we're going to need to make hydrogen sulfide gas, which will take from it, that washing plant, and oxygen and turn it into sulfur, which then will take that sulfur along with the oxygen gas again in a chemical plant to make sulfur dioxide. And then we'll take that same sulfur dioxide to make purified water to make sulfuric acid. Which, remember what I said earlier, where you can take your oxygen and your hydrogen and turn it into purified water. Which is awesome, because that's exactly what we need for that. And we don't even need to make the... Well, we don't have it researched yet, but it's the water treatment plants. And see, we don't even have to make those yet to get purified water. And before, in the previous mod, you actually, or previous version, you actually needed that to be able to do purified water. So I'm going to move these up. Actually, let me see if I can do something. So we have that power line right there. Now we can put that there to power both of these. So this one's going to power both of these. Those power lines, you know what? I don't even have to do that. Alright, and this one's going to power both of those. And then we'll just have that connect there. And now we need more power lines. So, thankfully, we're backed up on those. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing like this. We'll have an underground belt run underneath here, and that'll come down here. Oh, these are backed up. See, now that we're busy, you know, we're building up landfill really quick. So we'll expand this down more. Alright, so we'll stop there. So now we have a washing plant. Now if you look at it, this is the first thing we're going to need to make. Right here, sorry. We'll need to take viscous mud water, which comes from the seafloor pump, and it's going to create mud at a 50% chance from 0, so nub mud, to possibly 3 mud, up to 3 mud, at a 50% chance. And it's going to create heavy mud water and hydrogen sulfide gas, which is what we need, that hydrogen sulfide gas. And then, in the meantime, let me just do this. That's fine. Then we'll remove that. Now we want to kind of leave a little bit of space. In case we need to run anything up and over. But I'm not going to go too heavy in this right now. Because like I said, I want to bring my blueprint from my other save into this to make things a little bit better and faster. I know this has been kind of a slow drag. And we are going to need more stone bricks. So I will switch this back over to stone. And then I'll take our stone that we have here and I'll start turning it into more stone bricks. Better yet, let's just dump it all in there. Trying to get a lot of this pumping out real fast. And you can see how well that's going right now. I may have to add another. Well, we're not really going through a lot of it. But I do want to make more power lines because I will need more power lines. Never have enough power lines. And as you can see, we've already almost got all our stone back. We're like 100 shy from it. But anyway, I'm going to end the video right here. In the next episode, we definitely should be expanding this for sure. We've got all the research done. We've got our assembling machine making stone. We have our furnaces making stone bricks. And we're also going to be able to expand our algae farm so that we can increase our power production. So next episode, we should be rolling really good. But if you like what you're watching, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Even if you don't like it, I appreciate you watching. I do this just for fun. I enjoy Factorio. I've been playing it for a long, long time, so I'll be putting out more content non-stop. So, I hope you all have a good day, and see you in the next video.